nothing much changed on the Arduino end. I had always intended on adding a button, and I did that pretty simple stuff, and just, of course, made it possible to have that passenger unloading and loading button feature in my game. Here is a list of feedback that I got during my user testing in class. And I want to highlight a few things that stuck out and that I ended up doing. Ray came up with this idea of having multiple pickups in each level. And as you can see from the video and from my final project, of course, I feel like that has become an integral part in the game as it makes the levels a little more complicated, makes you more engaged because you have to reload the passengers. I thought that was a fantastic idea. I also implemented the speed limit text. I thought this was a great idea. This came from Alina. And the implementation of that crucially allowed me to be able to change the speed limit throughout the game. I really like this idea from Ray as well. Just instead of having a timer in the corner, just having a countdown at the end. So you know when it's about to end, but you're not always checking the timer. Thought this made the gameplay really well. So basically what this is doing is checking if the train is overlapping with those vertical trains. You know, if your player is overlapping or colliding, crashing into the vertical trains going up and down as obstacles. So the way you do that is you basically define what the player's bounding box is what I learned it's called, or hit box, I guess. And then you also do that with the trains. And this right here checks to see if those four tenants overlap in any way. And then if they do, then the level fails, meaning the blinking becomes initiated and you don't move anymore and you restart the level. So in the same vein as those bounding boxes, you basically have that same thing, but instead what it's doing here is once the player crosses a certain threshold, then the train starts moving. So that's what this function is. So when Mod suggested adding a menu or instruction screen, I really liked that idea. And when I was building it, I realized I could use this to tell a bit of a story to further the engagement and interaction with my game. So I just made it a little story about hiring, training, or doing a little test to become a subway driver. And I think that added a lot of fun, and I could have gone way more into this, but it was just very fun, I thought, to start with a little job posting. You click there to learn more, just like anybody would. Puts you in your own shoes and makes it something you're able to relate to a little bit more. It's both these kind of intro cards and the game over screen at the end, which says you're hired, along with, of course, the little console I made, which I believe kind of make this into the most cohesive game it can be, and really kind of ties it all together in a way that makes it more than just a random little I/O game.